Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nina Gallegos.
And I'm Victor Fierro. Brownsville, Texas is dealing with about 2,000 migrants who have crossed the Rio Grande this week.
The constant flow caused the U.S. Border Patrol to call the Brownsville Police Department for help. It's rare that local police help the Border Patrol. The police spokesperson says officers will be there as long as Border Patrol needs them. They're directing migrants into designated lines. About 70% are from Venezuela. A man from Waveland, Mississippi is being charged with armed robbery and aggravated fleeing from an officer. 28-year-old Robert Courtier and his girlfriend were on their way to Oregon when they stopped in Las Cruces. On April 23rd, Courtier robbed the subway on North Telshore to get money for a hotel room. After a brief chase, Courtier was arrested and taken to the Doña Ana County Detention Center. Courtier is scheduled for a first appearance in the Doña Ana Magistrate Court on April 24th around 1:30 p.m. Jackie is next with the first look at weather.
Thanks, Nina. For your current conditions, we should be seeing some sunny skies with a temperature of 77 degrees. We should be seeing winds going southwest at 7 miles per hour. We have humidity at 10% and a dew point at 17 degrees. Our barometer is going to be 29.70 inches. And then we also had a high today of 77 with a low of 54, leaving our average at 75 degrees. And then looking at our record temps, in 2012 we had a record high of 94, and in 1921 we had a record low of 28 degrees. We have had no rainfall today, so that keeps our yearly rainfall at 0.57 inches. Now, back to the desk for more news.
Las Cruces Public Schools are preparing for the upcoming school year. They will host the third public meeting in a series of town hall style gatherings on Thursday, May 4th at 5:30 p.m. in the boardroom at Dr. Karen M. Trujillo Administration Complex. The budget town hall meeting will demonstrate to the public how information is gathered to identify funding priorities for the upcoming 2023-2024 school year. The public is invited to attend the May 4th meeting in person or view it online.
The Las Cruces Public Schools Board of Education has a new member. Patrick Nolan was one of the 5 applicants for the position after Ray Jaramillo resigned in early March. He will serve through the end of the year. Elections for District 1 will be held in November, and the new member will take over in January 2024. Nolan hasn't said if he will run to remain in the position. A major piece for business of the board is hiring a new superintendent. We have a new medical center here on campus. The University College of Health, Education, and Social Transformation hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony Tuesday for the newly named Papen-Aprendamos Autism Diagnostic Center in O'Donnell Hall, as well as the Aprendamos Intervention Team PA Lecture Hall. The Autism Diagnostic Center is the only center in southern New Mexico providing evaluations for the medical diagnosis of autism.
Every teacher hopes they can make a lasting impact on their students. One El Paso teacher is doing just that and more. Take a look. John Lopez is a busy man who has spent the last 9 years making his own music. He started playing the guitar and drums at a young age. His constant playing led to forming Blessed Be Man, a band that consists of him as the only member.
I would always hear these songs in my head, and I would kind of piece them together. And I found a piece of equipment called a loop station, and that just changed everything for me.
He went on to release 5 albums that he wrote and played by himself. Being a musician isn't the only thing that's guided John. His passion for teaching inspired him to become a teacher at America's High School. John started educating high school students with autism in 2014 and has helped them improve their social skills.
I would tailor the class individually to meet the needs of my students, with a lot of role-playing and team building.
Autism can affect one's behavior when surrounded by unfamiliar people. John helped them by teaching them simple exercises to build up their self-esteem.
Whenever I was struggling in class and I got overwhelmed emotionally or physically, or I felt uncomfortable, he taught me it's okay to go walk for 5 minutes and then come back.
His status as a mentor transformed into unbreakable bonds of friendship.
I'm fortunate enough to be able to be part of their lives those 4 years, from freshman to senior year, where I get to see them and speak to them and interact with them on a daily basis.
He's helped me get over a lot of problems that I used to have, such as being stressed out over little things that I can't control, or not being able to recognize the most basic of human emotions.
John says staying in touch with former students inspires him to keep moving forward.
Great to be able to see former students grow and become these amazing adults.
John hopes that everything he has done for his students will help him reach his goal of becoming a guidance counselor. Victor Fierro, News 22. Stay tuned. Jackie will be back with your national forecast, and later, Maddie will have the scoop on sports.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday.
Where news matters. NMSU grad students are running out of patience. They say the university promised to negotiate with their union concerning several issues, but they say the administration ID not following through. Christian Cruces reports.
What is owed is unacceptable.
Tuition coverage and poverty. These are the issues that graduate union workers at NMSU still continue to face.
What if we get 2 credits? That's not enough, and they know it if we know it.
On March 30th, graduate workers marched and rallied from Corporate Student Union Center to Hadley Hall to call to attention the problems that graduate workers are facing.
We're here to fight for what we are owed and try to get a better deal for us all going forward.
Even before the union was recognized, in May of 2022, tuition coverage, lack of work protections, and lack of healthcare coverage has been a problem for many graduate workers. This has led to the union pushing for a light contract agreement in December of last year that included only some of the things the union was hoping for. Some of these include workload protections, a non-discrimination clause, a 6.8% pay raise, and 2 credits of tuition coverage, just to name a few.
So 2 credits of tuition coverage is by far not full coverage for those students that take full-time classes. Like I take 15 credits. The standard amount of courses that you have to take to be a graduate assistant is 9 credits. And that is one of our major parts of our agenda is to get tuition coverage.
The contract was meant to be a stepping stone that would provide some help to graduate workers and promise to open negotiations to discuss tuition and healthcare coverage.
I'm really sick of the university ignoring its basic responsibilities to its workers. This keeps happening over and over and over again, and it really shouldn't have been this hard. They've known since July that they were going to have to give some sort of tuition funding, and as far as we can tell, they have no plan to actually make that money available.
Even with the legislative session ending, the administration still hasn't opened up talks for renegotiation. But after this rally, the graduate workers hope that this can open up talks for healthcare coverage and full tuition coverage. As of now, the administration has yet to reach out to the union to discuss talks for renegotiation.
No justice, no peace.
Christian Cruces, News 22.
Jackie is next with the national weather forecast.
Thanks, Nina. For your national forecast, we're going to be taking a look at today's little weather conditions. They're going to be a little bit crazy. As you can see, we have a couple of low pressures going on from north to south. We have Bismarck over here is being a little cloudy over here in the 60s. We have Wichita getting some rain, and then if you recall from yesterday, we have Dallas still getting those crazy conditions. Those conditions are kind of broadening, and they're kind of getting San Antonio and Houston in the mix as well. So time to take a look at my next map. We're going to take a look at the west side over here on the United States. Over here, things are looking pretty nice and pretty warm. We have everything pretty nice. Over here in the southwest, we have Phoenix hitting 91, and we have Las Vegas hitting 85 degrees, and we have Los Angeles hitting 76 degrees. Now, taking a look at my next map over in tomorrow, staying over here in the west, things are still going to pertain pretty nice and sunny and warm. The only thing that's going to be a little different is over here in Jackson Hole. They're just going to be getting a little bit of rain, but everything else is still going to be nice and pretty warm and sunny. Now, it's time to take a look at your national forecast for tonight. We have Salt Lake City at 44 degrees, we have Denver at 40 degrees, we have Kansas at 48 degrees, and we also have Oklahoma City at 48 degrees as well. And then bringing it back over here in El Paso, we have 41 and Albuquerque at 51 degrees. Now, I'll be back later with your local temps. And we're back with your local temperatures. We should have Farmington sitting over here at 68 degrees. We have Gallup sitting at 62 degrees and Santa Fe sitting at 47, Albuquerque at 66, and Ruidoso over here at 58 and Roswell at 67. Las Cruces is sitting at 77 and Deming at 58. Taking a look at tomorrow's temperatures, we have things getting a little bit warmer but not too much. We have Farmington sitting at 73 degrees now and Gallup getting up to 72. Santa Fe reaching 66 degrees and then Albuquerque hitting 76. We have Clovis over here hitting 77 and Roswell hitting 84 degrees. Las Cruces is going to be at 86 and we have Deming at 83 degrees. It's time to take a look at our neighboring cities. Over in Alamogordo, we have a low with some clear skies tonight, and tomorrow we have a high of 77 with some mostly cloudy skies. Over in TRC, we have a low of 46 with some clear skies, and tomorrow a high of 81 with some mostly cloudy skies as well. And over in Silver City, we have a low of 40 and then tomorrow a high of 47. And here in the city of Cruces, we have a low of 45 with some clear skies tonight, and tomorrow a high of 84 with some mostly cloudy skies. Now, that's all for tonight. I'll be later back with your 5-day.
Thanks, Jackie. The High Desert Museum in Bend, Oregon has a wild new exhibit, a live bobcat kitten.
The 8-month-old bobcat has been at the museum since October. The kitten was found alone in a suburb of Portland. Fish and wildlife officials tried to reunite him with his mother, but he was found alone again in the same area, so they took him to the museum. He was just 3 pounds when he arrived, but now he's up to 15. And Maddie Vollmer is next with sports.
Thanks, Nina. Coming up in sports, both tennis teams are going to the WAC. You can toss that remote because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Maddie Vollmer, and let's talk sports. After back-to-back WAC Women's Golf Championships, New Mexico State's time at the top has come to an end. The Aggies finished the 2023 team edition of the conference tournament in 3rd place. Both Allison Gastelum and Emma Bunch finished the tournament inside the top 10 as individuals. Sam Houston won the team championship and the WAC's automatic bid to the NCAA's regionals. However, the Aggies aren't finished just yet. They still have a chance at postseason play. The Aggies men's tennis team is headed to the WAC tournament and they're looking to take home their 4th tournament title. The Aggies will play 3rd seed Grand Canyon University tomorrow at the Arlington Tennis Center. The WAC tournament will consist of all 6 conference programs. The Aggies are in the 6th seed. However, they are one of just 3 schools in this year's bracket to have previously won a WAC tournament. New Mexico State is also the only program with 3 WAC tournament titles. If the Aggies win tomorrow, they will go to the semifinals of the WAC tournament to match up against number 2 seed Abilene Christian. The Aggies women's tennis team is also looking to renew their WAC title. Tomorrow, the ladies play 3rd seed UT Rio Grande Valley at the Arlington Tennis Center. The Aggies are looking to redeem some wins after they lost the last 3 conference matches. Not only are they looking for an opportunity to get back to the win column, but the Aggies will also be seeking revenge over the Vaqueros, who defeated the Aggies 6-1 back in March. The WAC tournament will consist of the top 8 conference programs. New Mexico State is seated in the 6th seed. If the Aggies win tomorrow, it could place them in the 2nd round of the WAC. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead, Jackie will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories. The Las Cruces Public School Board has elected a new member. Patrick Nolan will serve the remainder term before new elections are held next year. El Paso educator John Lopez has spent the last 9 years helping autistic students improve their social skills. And NMSU grad students are growing concerned with the slow negotiations with the university's administration.
Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast.
Taking a look at your 5-day forecast for Thursday, we should be seeing some sunny skies with a high of 84 and a low of 55. Moving it on to Friday, we should be seeing some windy skies with a high of 81 and a low of 42. And then on Saturday, we're back to some sunny skies as well with a high of 79 and a low of 51. On Sunday, sunny skies as well with a high of 91 and a low of 59. So it's a perfect weekend to go out and do some stuff. And then bringing it back to Monday, we're going to be seeing some partly sunny skies with a high of 92 and a low of 60. That's going to be all for your 5-day. Thank you.
And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Tune in tomorrow night for more news. I'm Nina Gallegos.
And I'm Victor Fierro, and from the whole News 22 team, Nina, Maddie, and myself, Jackie, good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Karen Sánchez. Gracias por continuar en Noticias 22. Patrick Nolan, director ejecutivo de Friends of Oregon Mountains Desert Pigs, una organización de ayuda ecológica, prestó juramento el jueves al hacerse miembro de la Junta de Educación de las Escuelas Públicas de Las Cruces. Como recordaremos, Ray Jaramillo, el director ejecutivo del Consejo Escolar de Las Cruces, anunció en el mes de marzo que renunciará a su puesto para dedicar más tiempo a su familia y a su escuela Alpha School for Young Children. Nolan fue uno de los 5 solicitantes para el puesto vacante que Ray Jaramillo dejó libre. Según un comunicado de prensa, la Junta celebró una sesión especial el miércoles 19 de abril en el que se eligió a Nolan luego de una votación. Nolan empezará en su puesto al final de este año. Ha nacido una jirafa en el zoológico en El Paso el miércoles pasado. Funcionarios de la ciudad del Paso y del zoológico dieron a conocer el nacimiento del bebé el día de hoy y lo que la convierte en la primera jirafa nacida en la ciudad. La historia del bebé comienza hace unos 15 meses cuando la mamá Gigi inició su embarazo y mientras esperaba en el zoológico tuvo que hacer el recinto a prueba de bebés. El anuncio oficial de embarazo salió a principios de este año alrededor de las 9 de la noche del miércoles pasado. Gigi entró en parto, pero no hubo complicaciones. De acuerdo a los cuidadores del zoológico, el bebé, que comenzó a ponerse de pie y a amamantar casi después de nacer, es muy curioso y pasa su tiempo corriendo y jugando con sus juguetes. Por el momento, Gigi y el bebé, que aún no tienen nombre, están fuera de exhibición para darles tiempo para vincularse y aún no se ha anunciado cuándo volverán a su exhibición. Esto ha sido todo por mi parte. Síganos en nuestras redes sociales. Que tengan buenas noches.